Hello. Today was Inauguration Day. We have a new president. I found this book while shopping today. It's called A Day in the Nation's Capital, written by Charlotte Pence and illustrated by Karen Pence. And that is the second lady, Karen Pence, and daughter Charlotte Pence with Marlon Bundo, the rabbit. So this was our vice president's wife and his daughter. Okay. Hi there. Have we met? If not, I'm Marlon Bundo Pence. I live in Washington, D.C. with my grandma and grandpa. You might know them as the vice president and second lady. There are lots of events here at my home, the Naval Observatory. Today, we have school children visiting from all over the country. Grandma used to be a teacher, so she leads them in the Pledge of Allegiance. Can you say it with us? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. With one ear raised, I listen to the words of the pledge, and I feel a little confused. What do liberty and justice mean? How are we one nation under God? Grandma says the Pledge of Allegiance reminds us of all the things that make America special. Justice means treating everyone fairly, and liberty is all about freedom. One of our freedoms is religious freedom, says Grandma, which is why a lot of people came to America. I hop to the window and look at the National Cathedral down the street. This is one of the symbols in Washington that stands for religious freedom. Grandma says there are more places in our nation's capital where we can learn what the pledge means. Let's hop around and find them. One of the ways we exercise our freedom is by voting for our elected leaders. The Pledge of Allegiance says the United States is a republic, which means that we get to choose who our leaders are. Look, I can see the Capitol Dome. In this country, we all have to obey the laws, but we are also allowed to have our own opinions about important things, and a place where this right is protected in the Supreme Court. This is the place that is in charge of upholding justice and making sure every American citizen is treated fairly, no matter how rich or poor or young or old you are. Can you guess how many Supreme Court justices there are? 9, 8, and then 1 Chief of Justice. We can also learn about important issues and form our own opinions by reading. When we read about famous people and events from history, we learn important lessons, like how to treat everyone fairly. A good place to read is at the Library of Congress, which has thousands of books. It's the biggest library in the world. I even found my first book here. We can also learn a lot about our country by looking at historical documents. Some of those are found in the National Archives, including the U.S. Constitution, written more than 200 years ago. In just 4 pages, the Constitution spelled out exactly how our country would be run and how our rights would be protected. We can see it up close under the glass case. Oh, look, I can see the White House down the street. That's where the President of the United States lives, which is the highest elected position in our nation. But the president isn't a king like in other countries. We get to choose our president every 4 years. Let's wave hello. We can celebrate our freedom in lots of ways, including the arts. Plays and concerts are a great way to discover new points of view, and one of the best places to see a play or a concert is at the Kennedy Center. Shh, I think the curtain is about to go up. Our country has some amazing leaders right from the beginning. George Washington was our first president. He was also a general who fought bravely for America's liberty in the Revolutionary War. We remember him with this big monument. I think it looks like a pencil. Who's looking at it there? Abraham Lincoln was the President of the United States during the Civil War, and he is known for freeing the slaves with his Emancipation Proclamation. This was an important step in creating justice and equality for all people. I hop up the steps to say hello, but I don't know if he can hear me all the way up there. Equality means all people are treated the same way. That was the hope of another great American, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He made a lot of important speeches about equality while he was a pastor. One of the most famous is called I Have a Dream. Do you have any dreams for America? Thousands of people come to Washington, D.C. every year to learn about our nation's history. And if they come in the springtime, they can also see these pretty pink trees that go all the way around the tidal basin. They were a gift from the people of Japan to the people of the United States in 1912. Across the water, we can spot the Jefferson Memorial with the round top, honoring President Thomas Jefferson. Some places in Washington are a little sad, but they are still very important to visit. One of my favorites is the Vietnam War Memorial. When you walk down the ramp, you can read the names of all the soldiers who fought and died in that war. They are carved into the black marble stone, and people come from all over to find the names of their loved ones. When I think of the Pledge of Allegiance, I think of the flag and all the important things the flag and the pledge stand for, like freedom, justice, and equality. But then I realize we don't get these things on our own. There are people who fight for us to be free every day, like the soldiers from World War II who raised our flag at Iwo Jima. Before we go home, there's one more place we need to go. At Arlington National Cemetery, I see American flags placed at the headstones of each of the soldiers who have given their lives to protect our country and all the freedoms we enjoy. Today we learned about the rights and liberties we have as Americans. We also learned that it is okay to have different opinions. Even when we disagree, we are still indivisible, which means we will be one country no matter our differences. So before we head home, there's one more thing to do. I bow my head and whisper a tiny thank you to these brave souls. It is because of them that we are able to live in a country that is free. One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And here's the glossaries. Good. And there's that. Thank you, and have a great day. Bye.